All right. I think we're rolling. You can still hear an echo. If you guys can hear an echo and you're watching this live, throw echo down in the comments. Let us know if it's bothering you too. It's not too bad, but I can hear it. How you guys doing? Panos, how are you?
Amazing, my friend. Amazing. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Do we have this up in the group? I think we do. Can you double check for me?
Yeah, I tagged everyone.
All right. What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Referral Partner Acquisition Group show. I'm your host, Will Anagnos. I'm here with my co-host, Panos. Panos, glad you're doing well. Guys, today we're going to talk about we're going to do objection handling. We're going to go over proven scripts that work right now in July 2023. These are scripts that we use with our clients. So we do a lot of testing. We know it works, we know it doesn't. And I hope you guys find some value in this today. I hope you guys find this valuable. We do this show every Friday at noon Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific if you're on the other side. We always record the show. You can always watch the recording in this group. You can always request the link if you want to access it elsewhere. Again, we're here every Friday at noon. If you're new to the show, welcome. We all good on the Facebook end? Just want to confirm that. We are.
Let's get to it.
See it. Nice. Awesome, awesome. Also, by the way, you guys are new. We always do a Q&A at the end of our show. So if you have any questions, you can pop in the comments. We can answer them at the end. However, if they're relevant to what we're doing right now, we'll just go over them live with you. Yeah. So we're going to go over objection handling today. A big part of objection handling basically happens when you're doing outreach. And a lot of loan officers we speak with, they don't really have some sort of outreach plan. Some focus on just their inner sphere, and some just sit and twiddle their thumbs and wait for things to happen. It's really important that you have an inbound plan and an outbound plan. If you don't have if you're not making at least 10K a month, you probably don't have an inbound plan, which is paid ads. You should work on your outbound plan. So that's cold email, that's warm email, that's follow up email, that's nurture email. Same thing, all those four categories on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, of course. Um, Even in person, if you have the time to. And you need to be tracking these things. How many touch points are you making per day? Each social media platform changes its guidelines and rules I would say every 6 months or so. So how are you adjusting? Do you have a strategy for that? And so once you have a strategy for for outbound, you're going to have people giving you objections, such as I'm happy with my lenders, I don't want to talk, no thanks. We'll go over them. Panos, what's your favorite objection?
Well, my two favorite ones are either send me a lead first.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure a lot of loan officers will resonate that. When you're reaching out to an agent, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, cold email, whatever it is, like you said, outbound, a lot of times you will get an agent reply to you and say, hey, send me a lead first. And I'm like, we haven't even talked yet. I was
yeah,
that's the funniest one, because who would send a referral to someone they don't even know, right? I'll never refer someone that I don't trust and I don't like. So that's the funniest one. And the other one is, which is a very similar one, when they say, no loan officer has ever sent me a lead, which is also a funny one.
yeah. The first one that you said, send me a lead first. I'd love to send you a lead first, but I would never send someone who trusts me to a stranger. Like, what does that show about me? Would you send your client to me? Like, that's like someone saying, I'll put you on my list, but we're not going to chat. You should not put me on your list. You should not refer me to anybody because you and I may hate each other. You and I may not be a good fit. We may be a great fit. I mean, it could be on both ends of the spectrum.
That's
But
why I think it's the funniest one, and I actually think it's the easiest one to handle. Because as
right,
soon as you tell them,
we're gonna go over that script, guys. If you're wondering.
okay. But do you want to go over the script?
Not yet. I want to talk a little bit more about like how often objections happen, and just I guess just story. If you guys have any objection handling or just stories or moments in your life where you made a cold call, and what was their objection? How did you handle it? How what was the impact afterwards? Was it did you take it and did it make you stronger? Did it kind of discourage you from doing it again? We'd love to hear your stories, guys. I mean, everyone's been a part of it, but you have to do it. You have to do it, and so it's inevitable, and that's why we're going to teach you how to be better at it because it's going to happen. It's going to be a problem forever. So because it's a part of the business, you just have to be better at it. And so getting better at the game is fun. And so when you do become better at it, when we teach you this, it's going to be more enjoyable for you, and you're not going to mind as much. And like it's like football practice. Like some people don't like getting tackled. Some they're used to it. They love it. It's like whatever. It's part of the game. So handling objections is part of the game. If you're good at it, it's fun. It really is. It really is fun when you know what to say.
Also,
When you tell that agent really quick, when you tell that agent, look, I'd love to send you a lead, but I can't send a lead to a stranger. Would it be appropriate if we spoke for a moment and put a voice to the name? And that way, I feel more confident when I'm ready, or when I have someone for you. That's not only going to get you the phone call most of the time, it's also going to shift their mindset, which is what you want in the first place. What are you going to say?
well, basically, is obviously we're prospecting for our members hundreds, if not thousands, of agents every day. So obviously,
Yeah.
we've seen the pattern and we've seen the number of objections that our clients get. But even if you don't work with a marketing company and you start prospecting agents on your own, if you do it for a long enough time, you will see that the objections are always pretty much, pretty much the same thing. They have like 2 or 3 or 5 objections that they come up again and again. Send me a lead first, or send me an email instead, or
Yes, we're 15. I just checked it really quick. We've been testing objections. We see all objections that come in, and if something comes in more than I think 3 or 4 times, we write it down and we make an objection for it, and then we test it, see if it works against what other works. So this document we're about to show you. By the way, we're going to show you this for free. Like I want you guys to appreciate the not only the time. The time is your most valuable asset. Thank you for your time, by the way. This time you'll never get back, so we appreciate your time with us today. Your time is most valuable asset, and you being here, taking this document that we're about to show you for free. Just I want you to understand that this is a lot of value. That I just want you guys to come here next week and get even more value. Use it, and then get results and talk about us, and potentially even work with us. At the end of the day, we want to help you make more money faster with more referrals, not buying leads. And so we're here to support you every step of the way by giving you this. Like we're here for you, and we appreciate your time. So I was going to say there's 15. There's like each one has a few variations. Like there's 1A, 1B, 1C. I'll show you, but there's 15 total solid objections, and there's no more. Like you master those 15. I mean, it's like learning like 15 vocabulary words and all their conjugations. It's not like it's doable, guys.
And it's always similar, like diffuse what they said, acknowledge what they said, diffuse it, and have a call to action. Like the formula is always the same, right? So it may be 15 of them, but it's not that hard to get them down.
Yeah, so let me know if you guys can see my screen. This is the objection handling magic scripts document. Guys, take this all in. You can take a bunch of screenshots. You can do whatever you want. We want
Just
to provide,
zoom in a little bit. Just
we want
zoom
to
in a
provide,
little bit.
we want to provide you guys value. Good?
A little bit more? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
All right, guys. So this is the objection handling magic scripts. This is basically you kind of just said it, Panos. So guys, recap on what Panos just said. You should always acknowledge what someone says. So if someone says, "Hey, how are you?" Say, "I'm good, thanks for asking." Like you'll be amazed sometimes that just gets skipped over. Acknowledge what they say. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore their hi, their how are you, their question. Don't ignore them. Acknowledge what they said. Then state what you want to say. And this is after you've offered beneficial value. So at this point, you've already done that. And then lastly, ask. So end with a question. Ask for the appointment. Always end with a question. No fluff, no fat, no acting desperate. Guys, just acknowledge what they said. So yes, Panos, I acknowledge what you said. And this is what I have to say. And are you open to chatting? Call to action. So that's how it works, guys. Now let's just go over the first one. Send me a lead. Isn't it, Panos? Wasn't this your favorite?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's the first one. Send me a lead first. So if someone says send me a lead first, or something around those variations, you'd say, I'd love to, but I can't send my clients to someone I've never spoken to. Can we set up a call to make that happen? Make what happen? Not only get the appointment, make that happen, but make it happen so that you can send someone a client. The reality is, guys, if you guys are thinking, I don't have clients to give, that's fine. This person doesn't want your clients now. They want your clients in general. They would love a referral from you. And if they are the right fit for one of your borrowers, doesn't it make sense to refer them over? That's the point. You're not promising them I'm going to refer you, but if it makes sense, of course I would refer you. And for it to make sense, I have to meet you first. We have to at least have that first phone call. So if someone says send me a lead first, I'd love to, but I can't send my clients to someone I've never spoken to. We can set up a call to make that happen. So that's like killing two birds with one stone. Guys, this works. I've seen this work. I've seen people go send me a lead
Oh yeah.
first. I've seen people say send me a lead first to, okay, but yeah, 5 o'clock works, and then they have the appointment, and then they're in stage 5 of the pipeline. Then they go to stage 6, which is like they sent me a lead. So it's really cool.
It's just common sense. Like, think about this. Let's say you had clients to send to someone. The agent on the other line, they would appreciate when they read the message, hey, I can't send someone to you that I don't even know you yet. So it's all about like common sense. How
Yeah.
would you know what I'm saying? Like, agents will appreciate that. I know we have a love and hate relationship with them, but at the end of the day, it's common sense. You will never refer someone to someone you don't know. So
And
first, get to know.
we know that, and our goal is to portray that in a very brief response that gets us moving the needle forward, not backwards. So, so something that you mentioned also, Panos. That's funny that the first two are what you probably said. No loan officer has ever sent me a lead, which is related to send me a lead first because no loan officer has ever sent me a lead. Those could tie in. Or I had a bad experience with my last loan officer. You know, they didn't do this. And that's amazing, guys. I mean, that kind of ties into the another objection, which is I'm happy with my lenders. Believe it or not, a lot of good agents are not happy. They have bad experiences because there's a lot of
That's the
bad.
best thing. If an agent says that to you, that's your way in. If somebody says I've had a bad experience with my last loan officer, that's the best
Unfortunately,
thing.
unfortunately, most lenders are not the best, and they hop on the phone with us and they try to make a partnership work, and it's just not. It just doesn't make sense sometimes because we can't have the realtors we're connecting them with have that bad experience like some of the experiences that other realtors or loan officers have had. No one wins if that's the case. So they do exist, and obviously, if you're watching this, you're proactive and you're an action taker, so you're probably not in that category. But if someone says I had a bad experience with my last loan officer, you acknowledge that. That's the first thing I mentioned over here. It's acknowledge. You acknowledge that. Acknowledge. It sounds like you might have had Sorry, let me rephrase. It sounds like you might have had some partnerships that did not go as expected, and they go, of course. I think that it's important to set expectations up front. This is probably actually one of my favorite because this used to work. I mean, this still works today, but I don't see this objection as much anymore. When I did used to see it, I used to see this work all the time. So it sounds like you may have had a bad partnership that didn't go as expected. I think it's important to set expectations up front. Are you available tomorrow at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. for a quick chat? To chat about what? About expectations, guys. Expectations in a partnership is huge. It's like it's like basically like making your agreements before you marry someone. Like this is how I believe the house should be, or the kid should be raised. Or like these things should be planned in the future so that you don't come crashing down when it's too late. You know what I mean? So tell them that. Tell them, hey, I understand where you're coming from, and that's not going to be the case with me because we're going to set expectations up front tomorrow at 1 p.m. Are you down? Obviously, there's a lot in for it. There's a lot in for them if they do this. So yeah, any thoughts, Panos? Guys.
Again, you see the pattern. Acknowledge what they said. Say what you want to say. and then ask for the appointment.
Guys, David says from experiences, typically the realtors that make the comment about asking you to start sending them leads are the ones that are not doing very well and are likely are not to be the partner for you. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Not everyone is going to be the partner for you. That's why you always need to have. If inbound doesn't work, like if Facebook ads break, or you just can't afford them. Your outbound, your LinkedIn outreach, your Facebook outreach, your Instagram outreach, your cold email, your warm calling, your follow ups, your texts, your posting, like your organic. Like if the technical things limit you, then you always have the outbound going out, and you can help realtors with that. You can say, hey, you know what, I don't have a lead for you, but I can probably help you generate some yourself. So David's absolutely right. That does happen. You want to make sure that there's always the next opportunity for you. So
Yeah, and I just want to say here that,
to do that.
there are a lot of agents out there that they're not great partners, but there are also a lot of agents out there who may not producing a lot at the moment, but they want help. They want to partner up with someone. So I would say if you have the time and you're not that busy, you should take the calls with any real estate agent you can, because you never know at what point in their career they are. You never know if you can actually help them and then they can become a partner for the rest of your career.
They probably know.
And then you never know who they know and they might introduce you to. They might work for a big office and you might be able to get in with that office. Never leave an opportunity on the table. Worst comes to worst, you just spend 10 minutes on the phone with someone you'll never talk to again.
Right. If you have a good strategy, which is what we teach at WM Marketing Solutions, if you don't have a good strategy, then let's book a call. Let's have a conversation. If you don't have a strategy, that's where you start to have phone calls with the wrong people, spend longer calls than you have to, and then you say, "There's nothing's working. I'm wasting my time." Well, you're wasting your time is because your strategy is the waste of time. If your strategy doesn't involve you qualifying or disqualifying someone in the first 10 minutes, as Pano said, then the strategy around you isn't working. You just need to have a better qualifying. And this is like one of the many different, like in each strategy, there's sub strategies. And this is one of the sub strategies you need to figure out in your giant marketing plan. If you're going to do XYZ marketing plan, that's got to be a part of it. So yeah, each strategy has sub strategies. Next one, 2A. I'm happy with my lenders, or I have two. This is so funny. I'm happy with my lenders is the broad, and then we hear specific ones. So I have two loyal people I've worked with for the past X years, or I already built relationships with X people. I don't need any more help. Oops. You could say something like, "Hey, name, that makes sense. I'm not looking to step on anyone's toes." A cute thing to say. With the market always changing, with new products coming out, I think it's always good to have more unique options. That's just common sense. You're putting common sense into their head. I expect all realtors to have an existing lender relationship, and I'm not interested in disrupting it if it's a good one. In cases like that, I would love to share with you some strategies that would help you close 3 to 5 more transactions a year. Would it be worth a quick conversation? Guys, you're not giving them 3 to 5 more transactions. You're helping them. That's like obviously that's a part of your strategy is to have some sort of value proposition. What can you offer them? I'm assuming that is something that you've refined at this point, and now you're doing your outreach. You should never do outreach to realtors if you don't have a solid strategy set up. If you don't have a good strategy set up and you're just randomly meeting people, nothing's going to work out. So that was a little side note. Anyway, would it be worth a quick conversation? So this is a great one. This one probably used most often lately because a lot of people they already do have. I mean, people who have been doing this for a while. They have their happy relationships, and that's fine. You're not looking to take anyone's spot. But if COVID taught us anything, when the refi boom happened, a bunch of go-to lenders stopped picking up the phones, and they kept going for the easy business, and they were neglecting their realtor partners. And we saw a lot of realtors say, "Oh my God, I went from I have my happy lenders to I need my backup to the backup because my backup to the backup is not here." So like guys, just take the extra step. If someone says I'm happy with my lenders, don't say okay, bye. Say that's great. You should be. I expect you to be. But this is what I can offer you. This is
Yeah, I think it's also a good thing if they have existing partners, because then when you do have a conversation with them, your conversation, the focus of the conversation will be as to what the other lenders are helping you with, just so you can see what you can help them with. You have to be very respectful of their existing relationships. Don't start telling them, I'm much better, much faster, much cheaper than your existing lenders. No, take a different approach. Dig deep, find out what value they're getting from those referral partners, and see if you can help them in a different way so you can gain part of their business. Not take over the other lenders. That may happen in the future, but don't go with that mentality. Go with the mentality that you can add value too.
David says, this is also where being ultra clear with your own unique selling proposition is so important. Why should they use you? What makes you different? If they believe you are the same as everyone else, they are going to want to waste their time. They aren't going to want to waste their time to me. Yes, absolutely. So before you do your LinkedIn outreach, your Facebook outreach, your Monday calls, your cold emails to your to potential referral partners, to divorce attorneys, to realtors, before you make your phone calls, before you send text messages, before you send your emails, do you have a strategy? Like, meaning, do you have a way to get people looking at you, and then a way to get them into an appointment, and then a way to get them on a second, and then even before that, a way to handle these objections, a way to handle the phone call if it goes 100 different directions. After that, what do you do, depending on which direction it went on? Do you have that all figured out? We have it all figured out. If you want to partner up with W Marketing Solutions, we'll save you all that time, because time is our most valuable asset. You'll never get it back. And so we appreciate you being with us today. Even if you're watching this in the replay, if you're watching this live with us, we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for your time. You have to have your strategy figured out. And until then, you're going to find these bottlenecks that happen and these gaps. And we all have gaps, guys, but we're here to fill them. So that's where we're going to wrap it up. We're here next Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. My name is Will Anagnos. Panos, you want to end with anything? Is there anything?
One last thing. A unique value proposition is not being able to close loans. That's our job description. You need something that you can help your partners up front with, something that you can help them move their business forward before they start sending you referrals. Sure, once they start sending you referrals, it's all about closing the loans, providing excellent service, being competitive at your pricing. But that's not your upfront value proposition, okay? That's only after you start getting the clients. So remember that.
Surprise your agents. Like you said, like that's part of your job description, to be available and to close loans on time. Like surprise people. Oh, you can rank me on Google. Oh, you can help me generate leads for my open houses. Oh, you can help me generate Facebook local ads. Local leads using local ads, which is different than other agencies and their plans. What we're talking about. You can help me get a digital business card. I don't have one of those yet, and you should, because that's the age we're in. You can post my listings on your newsletter. You can market, basically. You're the marketer who's going to help me with that. Guys, if you need help with any of this, just reach out to us privately or comment here publicly in the group. We're here to support you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Have a good one, everyone.